Hello to all fans of Naruto Lemon. I will post all Naruto Lemon Yaoi, Yuri, or Naruko Lemon stories only on the Boosty channel because Uncle YouTube condemns this. Therefore, I invite everyone who wants Naruto Lemon content to my Boosty channel. Good luck.
お前はどこまで見えている俺死に様か
My story. Chapter 1, The Return of the Progenitor. Naruto Uzumaki sat alone in the Hokage's office, looking out the window at the quiet Hidden Leaf village. The sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, but his mind was far from peaceful. He was thinking about his life, his responsibilities, and the confusing feelings in his heart. The desk in front of him was cluttered with papers and scrolls, but he hardly noticed them. He was lost in thought. He thought about his duty as Hokage. Every day was filled with endless tasks, resolving conflicts, planning defenses, helping villagers, but lately, his mind kept drifting to two people who were dear to him, Naruko and Kushina. These thoughts stirred feelings he hadn't fully understood until recently. Naruto sighed, rubbing his temples. He remembered Kushina's laughter and the comforting presence she always provided. Even though she wasn't physically with him anymore, her memory was a steady source of strength. It wasn't just nostalgia, he felt a deep connection that went beyond memories. He sensed her presence like a warm light, guiding him through difficult times. His thoughts then turned to Naruko, the woman from another world who bore a striking resemblance to him. Naruko wasn't just another ally, she was someone who understood him in a way few others did. Their bond was complex. Meeting her felt like looking into a mirror, and yet she was her own person with her own feelings and thoughts. Naruto often wondered how it was possible to feel such a strong connection with someone who seemed like his reflection. It was both comforting and strangely disorienting. As he mulled over these emotions, the door to his office opened slowly. He looked up to see Naruko standing there, her expression gentle but tinged with worry. "Naruto, you seem deep in thought again," she said simply. Naruto managed a small smile. "Yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of things," he admitted. "My duty, the village, and about us. There are so many questions in my head." Naruko stepped inside and closed the door behind her. She took a seat in a chair across from him. "You know you can share anything with me, right? We're in this together." Naruto nodded, feeling a mix of relief and hesitation. How could he explain the jumbled feelings inside him without sounding confused? "I know, but sometimes it's hard to put these thoughts into words. I care about you, Naruko, deeply. But there's also Kushina, and my responsibilities." Naruko listened, her face calm. She appreciated his honesty. She thought about her own feelings for Naruto, how his presence made her feel safe, yet stirred feelings of longing and confusion. "Naruto, I understand. Loving more than one person can be complicated. But we can work through this together, one step at a time," she reassured him. Naruto nodded, finding comfort in her words. However, he still felt a twinge of unease, especially when the conversation steered toward Kushina. He loved his mother dearly, and sometimes that love felt just as strong as his feelings for Naruko. He wondered if it was possible to love two people in such deep, intertwined ways. The room fell silent for a moment. Naruto listened to his own breathing, his heart beating quietly as he tried to sort through his emotions. He could see Naruko fidgeting slightly, noticing that he was struggling to find the right words. Naruko finally spoke softly, "I know these feelings are confusing. But you're not alone in this. Tell me what's on your mind." Naruto took a deep breath. "I feel torn between two loves," he admitted. "I love the memory of my mother so much, and I also feel something real for you, Naruko. But I don't know how to reconcile these feelings. I worry about hurting either of you." Naruko reached out and gently placed her hand over his. "It's okay to feel this way. Love isn't something we can control," she said calmly. "We just need to be honest with ourselves and each other. I believe we can find a path that respects all our feelings." Naruto looked at her hand on his, feeling a mix of gratitude and warmth. Her touch was comforting, reminding him that he wasn't alone, and that together they could face whatever came next. He glanced at the window, lost in thought. Outside, the village was peaceful, but his inner world was a whirlwind. He remembered moments from his childhood, the laughter he shared with Kushina, the strength she instilled in him, and the sense of safety he always felt by her side. Those memories brought a bittersweet smile to his face. Meanwhile, Naruko watched him closely, noticing the subtle changes in his expression. She could tell how deeply he cared for Kushina, and she admired the sincerity of his feelings. This mix of emotions made their situation more complex, but she was determined to navigate it with care and understanding. As night fell, Naruto slowly stood up, feeling a need to clear his mind. "Let's take a walk outside," he suggested. "The night air might help me sort through these thoughts." Naruko agreed. They left the office and stepped out into the quiet streets of the Hidden Leaf Village. The cool night air was refreshing, and the stars above shone brightly. The village was calm, and in that silence, Naruto found a small measure of peace. As they walked side by side, Naruto spoke again. "Naruko, I want to understand my feelings better. I know I care about you deeply, but my connection with Kushina is something special too. It feels like part of who I am. Sometimes, I worry that this might complicate things between us." Naruko glanced at him, her expression open and honest. "We don't have to rush anything. We'll take it one day at a time. We can explore what our feelings mean and how they fit together. For now, just sharing our thoughts like this helps a lot." Naruto smiled, feeling a weight lift off his shoulders. He knew their road ahead would be challenging, but with Naruko by his side, he felt more confident facing the uncertainty. They continued walking, talking about small things, the stars, the gentle breeze, and memories of past adventures, which helped ground him. While strolling through the quiet village, Naruto couldn't shake the feeling that something important was about to happen. His connection with the Bijuu, his love for Naruko, and his bond with Kushina were all intertwined in ways he was only beginning to understand. He sensed that his journey was far from over, and that the path ahead would force him to confront deep truths about himself and those he loved. As they returned to the village, Naruto felt a mix of calm and anticipation. He didn't have all the answers, but he knew that together, with Naruko's support and Kushina's memory guiding him, he could face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 2: Confusing Feelings and New Discoveries. The morning sun filtered through the paper-thin curtains of Naruto's living quarters. He awoke with a sense of purpose, but also with an undercurrent of uncertainty. After his late-night walk with Naruko, Naruto felt calmer but still faced many unresolved questions. Today, he planned to spend time with Naruko and Kushina, diving deeper into his feelings and their complicated connections. He hoped that honesty and openness would pave the way for understanding and comfort. As he prepared breakfast for the three of them, a simple meal of rice balls, miso soup, and tea, Naruto observed Naruko and Kushina from the kitchen. Naruko moved gracefully around the table, her thoughts likely echoing his own feelings of confusion and hope. Kushina, meanwhile, maintained her calm demeanor, her presence soothing. Naruto admired her ability to radiate warmth and reassurance even in the most perplexing of times. When breakfast was ready, they gathered around the table. The room was filled with the aroma of fresh food, and conversation began tentatively. "Mom," Naruto started, glancing between Naruko and Kushina, "I still feel this mix of emotions. It's like I'm caught between two different worlds and two different loves. How do I find balance?" Kushina smiled gently, taking a sip of tea before responding. "Naruto, life is full of complexities. Your feelings are natural. Loving deeply doesn't mean you must choose one over the other right away. It means you acknowledge each bond, and through patience, you'll find ways to honor all parts of your heart." Naruko nodded, adding, "We can learn more about these feelings together. Understanding comes with time and shared experiences. Let's spend this day learning about each other and how we can move forward, even if it feels confusing." Naruto appreciated their supportive words. He felt a sense of relief knowing he wasn't alone. After breakfast, they decided to take a walk around the village, hoping that a change of scenery would spark a new perspective. As they walked through sunlit streets and bustling market squares, each character reflected on their thoughts. Naruto considered his duty as Hokage, his responsibilities, and how to maintain peace in the village while nurturing his personal relationships. He noticed how Naruko and Kushina complemented each other in their support, and he began to feel hope that a harmonious relationship was possible, even if it was untraditional. Naruko observed Naruto's gentle demeanor and thought about how strong yet vulnerable he could be. She wondered what it meant to love someone who carried such weight on his shoulders, and how she could best support him while also exploring her own feelings. Kushina watched Naruto with maternal pride and concern. She remembered his childhood dreams and fears and was determined to guide him through this emotional maze. Kushina contemplated how to share her wisdom in a way that would be helpful without overshadowing Naruto's own process of understanding. The trio reached a quiet park at the edge of the village, where trees formed a gentle canopy over a calm pond. They found a spot under a large oak tree and sat down. The atmosphere was relaxed but charged with unspoken thoughts. Naruto broke the silence. I sometimes wonder if I'll ever fully understand what it means to be the progenitor of the Bijuu and how that ties into my feelings for you both. His voice was soft, betraying his vulnerability. Naruko reached out, placing a reassuring hand on his arm. We don't have to have all the answers right now. Let's focus on being present and learning more about each other. That way, we can navigate this together. Kushina agreed. Yes, and remember that feelings can evolve. What seems confusing today might become clear with time. Embrace the journey, Naruto. Their conversation soon turned to lighter topics, stories of past missions, funny anecdotes from their time training, and small dreams for the future. These exchanges allowed them to bond on a deeper level, sharing laughter and heartfelt moments that eased the tension. As the day progressed, subtle moments of intimacy emerged. Naruko found herself brushing her hand against Naruto's as they reached for the same snack from a vendor, sending a small jolt of electricity through both. Kushina laughed softly at a shared memory with Naruto, her eyes shining with warmth that made him smile. Each of these moments, while simple, hinted at deeper emotions and a growing connection between them. At one point, Naruto excused himself for a moment to gather his thoughts by the pond. He looked into the water, seeing the reflection of three people who meant so much to him. He thought about his future. Could he find a way to love both Naruko and Kushina without hurting anyone? The question weighed heavily on his heart, but he sensed that honesty and open communication would be key. Naruko joined him by the pond, sitting on the other side. Thinking about all this? She asked softly. Naruto nodded. Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to handle my feelings. It's not just about duty or love, it's about everything blending together. Naruko smiled encouragingly. We'll figure it out. Together, we'll face each challenge. It might be messy and confusing, but our bond can grow stronger through it. Meanwhile, Kushina was not far behind. She approached quietly, having sensed their conversation. Naruko, she began, placing a comforting hand on Naruto's shoulder. We're here for you. There's no rush or pressure. Our love and support for you are unwavering. The three of them stood together by the pond, united by their shared commitment to understand and support Naruto through his journey. It was a simple moment, but filled with meaning. They knew that ahead lay challenges and complex decisions, but for now, they were a team, bonded by love, respect, and the promise of facing the future together. As the sun set once more, casting a golden glow over the water, Naruto felt a renewed sense of hope. He may not have all the answers yet, but he had Naruko and Kushina by his side, and that was a strength in itself. With each step, he felt more confident that love, honesty, and patience would guide them through this complicated path. Chapter 3: Unveiling Secrets. The next morning, Naruto woke up with a clearer mind but still faced uncertainty. The quiet moments from the previous days had given him comfort, yet deep questions lingered in his heart. Today, he planned to discuss more of his past and the origins of the bijuu with Kushina and Naruko. He hoped understanding his own history would help him make sense of his feelings for them. After a simple breakfast together, they gathered in the small study room adjacent to Naruto's office. The room was filled with ancient scrolls, documents, and artifacts that related to the history of the village and the bijuu. Kushina had always been interested in preserving these stories and had passed on her knowledge to Naruto. Naruto opened a large, worn-out book on the table. "There's so much about the bijuu that I still don't understand," he said. "I feel connected to them in a way that goes beyond just being their host. I think learning more about their origins might help me understand my own feelings." Kushina gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "Your connection to the bijuu is unique, Naruto. It's tied to your identity and your destiny. We will search these records together. Maybe we can uncover some clues that explain how our lives and feelings are intertwined." Naruko leaned over one of the scrolls, curiosity in her eyes. "I remember stories from my world about ancient bonds between people and powerful beings. Perhaps there's a similarity here that can guide us." They spent hours poring over old texts and inscriptions. Kushina translated archaic language, while Naruko offered insights from her world's lore. Naruto listened closely, absorbing every detail, trying to piece together a clearer picture of his history. As the afternoon sun filtered through the windows, Naruto finally spoke up. "There's a passage here that mentions a ritual, one that was said to bind the essence of the bijuu to a single being. I think that might be me. It speaks of a progenitor who has the power to create and love all the spirits of the tailed beasts." Naruto's voice trembled slightly as he read aloud the ancient script. "It says that through this bond, the progenitor can feel the emotions of each bijuu, like echoes of love, fear, sorrow, and hope. That must mean I share a deep connection with all of them, which might explain why my feelings feel so complex and layered." Kushina nodded slowly. "That would explain a lot, Naruto. The power and the responsibility you hold are immense. It isn't just about your love for people, it's about a connection that spans lifetimes and emotions." Naruko looked at him with empathy. "So, understanding your feelings for me and your love for your mother might be linked to this greater connection. The emotions you feel might be influenced by the spirits of the bijuu, adding layers of complexity." Naruto took a deep breath, feeling both the weight of the revelation and a spark of relief. "If that's true, then maybe I'm not alone in feeling this way. Our connections, my connection to you both, are part of something bigger. It's not just my heart, it's a legacy that involves all of us." Their conversation gradually shifted from academic discussion to more personal musings. There were moments of quiet reflection, as each of them considered what these revelations meant for their future. Naruko, sensing Naruto's inner conflict, quietly suggested, "Why not focus on small steps for now? Let's spend time together, share experiences, and see how our relationships evolve naturally as we learn more about this bond. That way, we can gently explore our feelings without overwhelming ourselves with big questions all at once." Kushina agreed. "Growth and understanding take time. We don't need to solve everything immediately. We can support Naruto as he learns more about his past, while also nurturing the love and care we have for each other." As the day turned to evening, they decided to take a break from the heavy research. They ventured outside, returning to the quiet park by the pond they had visited before. The familiarity of the place offered a soothing backdrop to their conversations. They sat together under the large oak tree, each processing the day's discoveries in their own way. Naruto looked at Naruko and Kushina, feeling gratitude for their support. The complexities of his role as progenitor, along with the tangled emotions for the two women he cared about, were still challenging, but he felt stronger knowing they would face these uncertainties together. Naruko gently squeezed Naruto's hand, sharing a look that conveyed both affection and determination. Kushina smiled warmly at Naruto, a silent reassurance that her love and guidance would always be with him. As twilight deepened, Naruto felt a glimmer of hope. He didn't have all the answers yet, but with Naruko and Kushina by his side, He believed they could unravel the mysteries of his past and build a future that honored all their hearts. The bonds they shared were special, complex, and full of love, and that was a foundation strong enough to guide them through whatever lay ahead. Chapter 4: New Challenges and Growing Bonds. The morning light gently filled Naruto's home, stirring the trio into a new day. After the revelations of the previous chapters, Naruko, and Kushina woke with a sense of cautious optimism. They understood that their journey toward understanding Naruto's past and their feelings was just beginning. Over breakfast, they discussed what the day might hold. Kushina suggested, "Today, let's visit the village archives. There might be more records that can help us understand your connection with the BIJUU." Her voice was calm, yet filled with determination. Naruko nodded, her gaze steady. "That's a great idea. I feel like being together in a place full of history will bring us closer as we uncover these secrets." Naruto looked between the two women, feeling warmth spread through him. Their support strengthened his resolve. "I agree. Let's go to the archives and see what we can find." As they made their way to the village archives, Naruto reflected on how much had changed in such a short time. The complexity of his relationships was deepening, but so was their trust in one another. He was determined to remain honest and open, no matter how difficult the path seemed. When they arrived at the archives, the ancient library greeted them with its quiet, dusty shelves filled with scrolls and books. Kushina led the way to a section that contained old village records and lore about the BIJUU. The three of them spread out a large table and began sorting through scrolls. Naruto gently touched an old scroll, feeling the textures of the parchment and imagining the hands that had written these words long ago. He wondered if the secrets he sought were hidden within these fragile pages. Naruko noticed his quiet reverie and whispered, "What are you thinking about, Naruto?" He smiled softly. "I was just imagining how different life was when these scrolls were written. It feels like we're connected not only by our feelings, but also by these ancient words that speak of love, duty, and sacrifice." Kushina carefully unfurled a scroll with faded ink. "Here's something interesting," she said. "This passage mentions a ceremony that was performed by an ancestor who was deeply connected with the spirits of the BIJUU. It talks about using that connection to create bonds of trust and understanding with those around him." Naruto read over her shoulder, his mind racing. "Could this ceremony be related to what I feel with you too? Maybe it's a way to strengthen our bond, to make it more tangible and clear." Naruko leaned closer to read the passage as well. It might be a ritual that allowed the progenitor to honor the relationships in his life, weaving them together with the power of the BIJUU. If we could perform such a ceremony, maybe it would help us understand our connection better. Kushina placed a hand on Naruto's arm. "It could be worth exploring, but we need to learn more about how this ceremony worked and what it required. It might not be simple, but with our combined knowledge, I believe we can uncover the details." The three spent the rest of the morning sifting through various texts, searching for clues about the ceremony. Their teamwork felt natural, each contributing their perspective and skills. As they delved deeper into the research, subtle moments of closeness emerged. Naruko would catch Naruto's eye and share a quiet smile when they discovered a meaningful passage. Kushina, with her gentle guidance, would occasionally place her hand on Naruto's shoulder in reassurance, which made him feel both comforted and cared for. In these quiet interactions, Naruto felt a sense of belonging. Despite the unusual nature of his relationships, the love and respect they shared seemed genuine and strong. He felt grateful for Naruko's calm strength and Kushina's warm wisdom, and each day, their bond grew deeper. By midday, Kushina found a reference that hinted at the location of an ancient altar, a place where the ceremony might have been performed centuries ago. This altar could hold the key to understanding the ritual, she suggested. It might be located outside the village, in a place of natural significance. Naruto looked thoughtful. "Visiting that altar could be dangerous, but I think it's a risk worth taking. It would give us a chance to connect our findings with the world around us." Naruko nodded. "We should prepare for a journey. It will allow us to see the ceremony in context, maybe even feel the energy of the place and understand how it influenced our ancestors." They spent the afternoon planning their expedition. They gathered supplies, read more about what might await them, and discussed how they would work together. The anticipation of a new adventure filled them with excitement, tempered by the understanding that challenges might lie ahead. As evening approached, they returned home, each feeling a mix of exhaustion and anticipation for what the next day would bring. Naruto sat down with Kushina and Naruko on the porch, looking out at the stars that began to dot the night sky. "I feel ready to face whatever comes next," Naruto said quietly, his voice steady. "We've learned so much about our past and our feelings already, and I believe that by continuing this journey together, we can find clarity." Naruko rested her head on his shoulder, feeling the steady beat of his heart. "Together, we can handle anything. We have each other, and that's a powerful thing." Kushina smiled warmly, watching the two of them. "Your journey is about love, understanding, and connection. Remember, no matter what challenges we face, our bond will guide us." As they sat there under the starlit sky, Naruto felt a deep sense of peace. The path ahead was uncertain, but with Naruko and Kushina by his side, he was ready to uncover more secrets, perform the ancient ceremony, and navigate the complexities of his heart. Their shared journey would not only reveal truths about the past but also forge a future built on trust, love, and unity. Chapter 5: The Journey Begins. The morning air was crisp as Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina prepared for their journey to locate the ancient altar. After days of research and discussion, they felt ready to step outside the village and face new challenges. Each of them carried a mix of excitement and nervousness about what lay ahead. As they loaded supplies onto a cart at dawn, Naruto took a moment to reflect on how far they had come. He looked at Naruko, who was carefully checking their scrolls and maps, and Kushina, who was ensuring they had everything they might need. Their teamwork had grown strong, and he felt confident that together they could face whatever obstacles they encountered. Naruto's thoughts were clear: this journey isn't just about finding an altar. It's about deepening our bond and uncovering more about the connection between us and the Bijuu. "I trust Naruko and Kushina, and together, we can handle anything." Naruko caught his eye and smiled, offering silent reassurance. She thought about the significance of this expedition. "I'm excited and a little anxious," she mused internally. "Traveling with Naruto and Kushina will bring us closer together. I hope we can unlock more secrets and strengthen our connection." Kushina approached Naruto, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Naruto, remember that no matter what happens, our unity and love will guide us," she said warmly. Her words brought comfort, and Naruto nodded, feeling reassured by her calm presence. They set off from the village, traveling along familiar paths that gradually gave way to untamed wilderness. The journey allowed moments of introspection, quiet conversation, and shared laughter, deepening their bond. During a break by a small stream, they sat on a fallen log to rest. Kushina took this opportunity to share a memory from Naruto's childhood. "Naruto, do you remember the days when you used to run barefoot through fields, chasing after your dreams? You were so full of energy and hope." Naruto smiled at the memory. "I remember those days fondly. They remind me that no matter how complicated things get, I still hold on to that childlike hope." He looked at Naruko and Kushina, feeling the warmth of their presence. "Being with you both brings back that hope." Naruko blushed slightly, interpreting Naruto's words as a sign of his deep affection. She softly added, "I feel the same way, Naruto. When I'm with you, I feel like we can face anything together." Their conversation turned tender as they continued their journey. As the day wore on, subtle touches and warm glances punctuated the quiet moments, Naruko brushing her hand against Naruto's arm when she passed him a map, Kushina gently guiding his hand as he struggled with a heavy load. These small gestures spoke volumes about the care and intimacy growing between them. As evening approached, they found a safe spot to camp under the stars. They gathered around a small fire, sharing simple meals and stories of past adventures. The crackling firelight revealed soft expressions of concern, love, and determination on their faces. Naruto looked at Naruko and Kushina, feeling both the weight of his responsibilities and the lightness that came from being with those he cared about. He thought about the ceremony they were seeking and the altar that awaited them. Tomorrow, we'll reach the area where the ancient altar is said to be, he said quietly. I feel we're getting closer, not just to the altar, but to understanding our connection. Naruko leaned closer, her tone gentle. We'll discover it together, Naruto. Every step we take, every challenge we face, will bring us closer to our goal. Kushina nodded, smiling softly. And remember, our bond and trust in each other are the greatest strengths we have. No matter what we find, we will face it as one. As they settled for the night, each of them lay awake for a while, reflecting on the journey ahead. Naruto felt a mix of anticipation and calm, confident in the unity they shared. Naruko thought about the moments of closeness they'd experienced and what they meant for their future. Kushina silently prayed for their safety and success, her heart full of maternal love and hope. The embers of the campfire faded as the three drifted into a peaceful sleep, their dreams intertwined. The journey to the ancient altar had begun, and with it came new adventures, deeper bonds, and the promise of uncovering secrets that would shape their future together. Chapter 6: Through the Forest of Memories. The morning sun peeked through the dense canopy as Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina continued their journey toward the ancient altar. After a restful night at their campsite, they rose early, packing their belongings and stoking the campfire for a quick breakfast. The air was filled with the scent of dew on leaves and the quiet hum of nature waking up around them. Naruto took a deep breath, feeling both excitement and a touch of nervousness. He looked at Naruko and Kushina, who were busy checking their maps and supplies. Today, we travel through the forest of memories, he announced. It's said that the forest holds echoes of the past. And maybe it can help us understand more about our connection with the BIJUU and each other. Naruko glanced at the dense forest ahead with curiosity mixed with a hint of apprehension. A forest of memories. I wonder what we might find there, she murmured, her mind swirling with thoughts of history, emotions, and the possibilities of uncovering hidden truths. Kushina placed a comforting hand on Naruto's arm. Stay alert and keep each other close. The forest might stir up unexpected feelings and memories. But together, we can face whatever comes our way. As they entered the forest, the world around them seemed to grow quieter. The trees were tall, and their leaves formed a natural ceiling above, filtering sunlight into gentle patterns on the forest floor. Each step felt like a step into history, as if the very ground remembered the footsteps of those who had come before. Naruto walked in the middle, with Naruko and Kushina on either side, their presence a constant source of reassurance. He thought, this journey is not just about finding the altar, it's also about discovering parts of myself, and of us, that have been hidden away in memories. I need to trust in this process, and in the two people standing by my side. The forest indeed began to evoke memories. Soft murmurs on the wind seemed to whisper echoes of past laughter and quiet tears. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment, letting the sounds wash over him. He remembered moments with his friends, his family, and even times when he felt overwhelmed by the weight of his role as the progenitor. These feelings mingled with the present, blurring the line between then and now. Naruko noticed Naruto's thoughtful expression and gently squeezed his hand. He seems to be deep in memories, she thought, feeling a warm surge of affection. She herself was feeling a mixture of wonder and concern about what the forest might reveal for all of them. Kushina walked silently beside them, her eyes soft as she watched Naruto navigate his thoughts. I hope this journey brings him the clarity he seeks, she reflected. His heart is strong, and together, we will guide him through any turmoil that arises. As the trio ventured deeper, they encountered a clearing where the sunlight broke through, illuminating an ancient stone structure covered in moss. The stone was engraved with symbols similar to those Naruto had seen in his research. He approached it carefully, feeling a mix of reverence and awe. This must be an old marker, Naruto whispered. It feels like a doorway to the past. Naruko stepped closer, studying the symbols. They seemed to depict people and beasts intertwined, perhaps a reminder of the deep connection between the progenitor and the BIJUU. Kushina placed a hand on one of the engravings. These stones could hold the memories of our ancestors. They speak of love, sacrifice, and unity. If we listen closely, maybe we can learn more about our own bond. Naruto gently traced one symbol with his fingers. As he did, a soft warmth spread through his hand, and faint images began to dance in his mind's eye. He saw glimpses of ancient rituals, of a figure similar to himself performing ceremonies with powerful creatures by his side. The images were accompanied by feelings of deep love, trust, and connection, emotions that resonated strongly with him in the present. He turned to Naruko and Kushina, his eyes wide with wonder. "I can see moments from long ago," he said softly. "It feels like these symbols are sharing their memories with us. I see love, unity, and the bond between a leader and the beings he cared for. It's moving." Naruko placed a hand on his arm, her voice gentle. "These memories remind us that our connections are part of a long tradition. That we're not starting from scratch, we're building on the legacy of those who came before us." Kushina smiled, adding, "It also shows that love and unity have always been at the heart of leadership. As we move forward, let these memories guide us in how we care for each other and the world around us." Together, they sat in the clearing, absorbing the subtle messages of the stone and the forest. The quiet intimacy of the moment allowed them to share their feelings without many words. Naruto felt a renewed sense of purpose and connection, not only to the past, but to Naruko and Kushina. As dusk approached, they prepared to leave the clearing. Naruto carefully marked the spot on his map, knowing this location might be important for their quest. They resumed their journey, feeling a little lighter and more determined, each carrying the echoes of the forest with them. The path ahead was still uncertain, but the experience in the forest of memories had strengthened their bond. It reminded them that their journey was not just physical, it was a journey through emotions, history, and the intertwined destinies that bound them together. Chapter 7: The Ancient Altar and Hidden Truths. The journey through the forest of memories had left Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina feeling more connected and determined. They continued traveling along a winding path that led them closer to the rumored location of the ancient altar. Every step they took together was filled with quiet reflection, whispered hopes, and an unspoken understanding of the challenges ahead. As dawn broke on a new day, the trio found themselves on a steep hillside overlooking a valley shrouded in mist. The landscape was dotted with ancient trees, and in the distance, they could just make out what looked like a stone structure, the altar they had been seeking. Naruto's heart raced with anticipation and a touch of apprehension. Naruto thought to himself, "This is it, the moment we've been preparing for. The altar may hold the key to our understanding of the ceremony and our bonds." He glanced at Naruko and Kushina, who both shared his mixture of excitement and nervousness. Naruko broke the silence first. "It's incredible to finally see it. All the research and our journey led to this point." Her voice trembled slightly with awe and anticipation. Kushina placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Together, we've come so far. Let's approach with open hearts and minds. The altar will reveal what we need when we are ready." They carefully made their way down the hillside, feeling the weight of history with each step. The air grew cooler as they neared the structure, and subtle sounds, like the whisper of the wind through ancient stones, echoed around them. Upon reaching the altar, they found it covered in moss and vines, a testament to the passage of time. The altar was an imposing structure carved from a single large stone, adorned with intricate symbols that shimmered faintly in the early morning light. The symbols were similar to those Naruto had seen among the relics in the village archives, but here they were larger and more detailed, conveying a sense of sacredness. Naruto ran his fingers along the engraved surface, feeling the rough texture. This stone has witnessed countless rituals and heartfelt moments over the centuries. It's almost as if it can feel our presence. Naruko joined him, studying the carvings closely. These symbols appear to represent a gathering of people and creatures, perhaps a ceremony binding them together with powerful spirits. It feels like the altar is meant to unify energies, much like the bond we share. Kushina quietly examined a section of the altar that depicted a figure surrounded by swirling energy. "I believe this figure represents the progenitor, the one who once performed the ceremony here." That resonates with what we know about you, Naruto, and your connection with the BIJUU. This altar is deeply tied to your legacy. Naruto felt both proud and humbled. If this altar holds memories or energies from the past, maybe it can help me understand my role better. It might even guide us through the ceremony we're trying to learn. The three sat down at the base of the altar, forming a small circle. The morning sun cast dappled light over them, creating an atmosphere both serene and charged with potential. They exchanged glances, silently affirming their readiness to proceed. Naruko spoke softly, "Let's try to connect with the altar. Perhaps by sharing our intentions and feelings, the altar can respond to us, revealing hidden truths." Kushina nodded in agreement. "We can begin by each placing a hand on the stone, focusing on our bond and what we seek to learn. Let's open our hearts to the memories and energies contained here." Naruto placed his hand on the altar, closing his eyes. He took a deep breath and allowed himself to feel the energy around him. He thought about his journey so far, the love he felt for Naruko and Kushina, and his responsibility as the progenitor. He silently asked the altar to guide them, to reveal more about the ancient ceremony and the secrets of their bond. As he did, Naruto felt a gentle warmth spread through his hand and up his arm. It was as if the stone was responding to his touch, sending waves of calm through his body. He opened his eyes and saw that Naruko and Kushina had also placed their hands on the altar, their faces reflecting concentration and wonder. Naruko quietly observed a faint glow beginning to emanate from the symbols on the altar. "Do you feel that?" "The stone is reacting," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. Kushina looked equally amazed. "It seems our intentions have awakened something within the altar. Let's remain calm and open to what it might show us." The glow slowly intensified, and the air around them seemed to hum with ancient energy. Each of them felt their thoughts becoming clearer, intertwined with memories that were not entirely their own. They exchanged glances, silently communicating their shared experience. Naruto thought, "This is extraordinary. It's as if the altar is bridging our minds, connecting our feelings, and revealing fragments of the past directly into our consciousness." In that moment, the symbols on the altar shifted, and faint images began to form in the air above it, holographic-like visions of a ceremony long ago. Naruto saw a figure who bore a striking resemblance to him, surrounded by swirling spirits and large beasts with gentle eyes. The vision depicted a gathering of people, ancestors, perhaps, performing a ritual, their hands raised towards the heavens as a bond was formed between them and the spirits of the BIJUU. Naruko gasped softly. "We're witnessing a piece of history. It's like the altar is showing us what happened centuries ago." Kushina placed a gentle hand on Naruto's shoulder. This vision might hold clues to how the ceremony was performed and how it bound people together with the spirits. "We need to watch carefully and remember every detail." They focused intently on the vision, absorbing the sequence of events and the emotions radiating from the scene. Naruto felt a deep sadness and joy emanate from the vision, emotions tied to sacrifices made, love shared, and a deep sense of unity. He realized that these feelings were part of the legacy he was destined to uphold and pass on. As the vision continued, Naruto noticed a specific moment where the figure at the center of the ceremony placed his hand on a particular symbol on the altar. The symbol glowed brightly, and energy flowed outward, connecting all participants in a web of light. Naruto recognized this gesture as a key part of the ritual, a moment of unity that sealed the bonds between people and spirits. Naruko softly broke the silence. "If that was a key moment in the ceremony, perhaps we need to replicate it. It could be the way to activate the altar or unlock further secrets." Naruto nodded slowly. "It seems so. We need to understand what that gesture meant and how it connected everyone. But first, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've just seen and how it relates to us." Kushina added, "Remember that the ceremony wasn't just about invoking power. It was about sharing trust, love, and a commitment to unity. These principles are what we must carry forward as we attempt this ritual ourselves." The vision began to fade, leaving the trio in a quiet, reflective state. The glow of the altar dimmed to a gentle shimmer, as if it had stored the wisdom of the past for them to process. They slowly removed their hands, each feeling a profound sense of gratitude and responsibility. Naruto broke the silence with a thoughtful tone. "We've seen something incredible, a direct link to the past and a clue to how we might proceed with our own ceremony. This altar has shown us the importance of unity and the depth of our connections." Naruko looked at him, her eyes reflecting determination. "Our next step should be to prepare ourselves for replicating that key moment from the vision. We may need to gather more information, maybe even perform smaller rituals to build our understanding." Kushina nodded in agreement. "We'll need to study the details of the gesture, the energy flow, and the intentions behind it. It might take time and patience, but I believe we'll succeed if we stay true to the principles we saw." As the sun reached its zenith, they sat together at the altar, sharing their thoughts and plans for the coming days. Their dialogue was filled with both practical considerations and deep, heartfelt reflections on what they had witnessed. They discussed how the ceremony would not only strengthen Naruto's connection with the Bijuu but also bind their love and trust even closer. Naruto thought, "This path ahead is challenging, but I feel ready because I'm not alone. Together with Naruko and Kushina, I believe we can uncover the hidden truths and perform this ceremony with respect and love." The day passed in a combination of study, quiet meditation by the altar, and heartfelt conversations. They took turns recounting their personal feelings, fears, and hopes as they prepared for the ritual. Each conversation revealed more about their inner worlds, fostering a deeper bond. As dusk fell, they decided to camp near the altar for the night. The ancient stone stood silently, a witness to their progress, and the forest around them whispered gentle lullabies. Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina settled down with their modest camp, the crackle of the fire mixing with the soft murmur of the forest. Naruto lay on his mat, staring up at the starry sky, his thoughts overflowing. "We've made significant progress, but the true challenge lies ahead, replicating the ritual and fully understanding the essence of our bond. I feel both excited and anxious about what this means for all of us." Naruko snuggled close to Naruto, sensing his mix of emotions. "We'll face it together," she whispered. "Every step we take brings us closer to the answers we need." Kushina, sitting nearby, offered a soft smile of reassurance. "Our unity is our strength. Keep your heart open, Naruto, and trust in the bonds we share. With love and patience, we'll find our way." In the quiet of the night, beneath the watchful gaze of ancient stars, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina felt a profound sense of unity. Their journey was far from over, but the experiences at the ancient altar had given them a clearer path forward. As they drifted off to sleep, their dreams were filled with visions of unity, love, and the hope that their shared ceremony would not only unlock secrets of the past, but also pave the way for a brighter future together. Chapter 8: Preparing for the Ritual. As dawn broke over the ancient altar, the light revealed a serene landscape. The mist slowly lifted, revealing the lush forest and the stone altar standing as a silent guardian of secrets. Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina awoke with a renewed sense of purpose. Their experiences at the altar had provided them with valuable insights, but now they needed to prepare for the ritual they had begun to understand. Naruto sat in quiet contemplation at the base of the altar, feeling the lingering warmth from the previous day's energy. His mind raced with thoughts of the ceremony, the responsibilities it entailed, and the bond it would strengthen between him, Naruko, and Kushina. He whispered softly, "This is our next step. We must honor the past, our connections, and the spirits if we are to succeed." Naruko approached him, carrying a small satchel of herbs and artifacts they had collected during their journey. As she joined him, she reflected on their progress. "We've come so far, but the real test lies ahead. I hope we can channel the love and unity we feel to guide us through the ritual." She sat beside Naruto, gently taking his hand. "Naruto, I've been studying some of the texts we found, and I believe I understand more about the key moment we witnessed. There are gestures, words, and intentions we must align for the ritual to work properly," she explained softly. "I want to share these insights with you and Kushina, so we can all be on the same page." Kushina joined them, her presence calm and reassuring. We should gather everything we need. The ceremony is delicate, and our focus must be unwavering. Let's review the details we've learned and prepare ourselves mentally and spiritually for what's to come. They moved to the base of the altar, where they spread out the scrolls, notes, and artifacts collected so far. The atmosphere was filled with quiet concentration, as each of them studied the ancient symbols and instructions carefully. Naruto looked at a passage in one of the scrolls. Here it describes the gesture at the key moment. It requires placing a hand on the symbol that connected the spirits in the vision. This gesture was accompanied by a phrase invoking unity and love, spoken clearly and with conviction. He paused, trying to recall the exact words from the vision that the altar showed them. Naruko nodded thoughtfully. In the vision, the words spoken were simple yet powerful. They spoke of trust, acceptance, and binding hearts. We need to choose words that resonate with us, that capture our shared intent. Kushina added, these words don't have to be the exact ancient phrase, but they must come from our hearts. It's the sincerity and the unity behind them that the spirits will recognize. The three spent hours discussing their roles in the upcoming ritual. They each reflected on their feelings, their strengths, and how they could support one another during the ceremony. Their conversation was filled with honest admissions, gentle reassurances, and moments of quiet intimacy as they shared their hopes and fears. Naruto confided, I feel a mixture of excitement and fear. This ritual is a turning point for us, but I worry if I'm truly ready. Naruko squeezed his hand. We're ready because we're together. Your strength comes from the bonds we share. I believe in you, Naruto. Kushina, her voice filled with warmth, added, we have prepared not just with knowledge, but with love. That love is what will guide us during the ritual. As preparation continued, they practiced small parts of the ceremony, gentle meditations together at the altar, speaking words of unity aloud, and focusing on the connection between them. These moments were filled with soft laughter, encouraging words, and the subtle exchange of glances that conveyed deep understanding without the need for words. During one such practice session at twilight, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina sat in a circle at the base of the altar. The setting sun bathed them in golden light, highlighting the sincerity in their faces. They each placed a hand on the altar, taking a moment of silence to feel the energy that surrounded them. Naruko softly spoke, I feel our intentions aligning. Each time we gather like this, our bond grows stronger. The spirits of the altar sense our unity. Kushina closed her eyes and added, we are part of a long line of those who have walked this path. Their love and unity live within us. Let's honor them by trusting in each other. Naruto, feeling the depth of their connection, whispered, I promise to give my all, to protect and cherish this bond, and to honor the legacy we are part of. Together, we will perform this ritual with honesty and love. The night deepened, and stars appeared above. They continued to prepare, each taking time to meditate and focus on their individual roles. The whisper of the wind through the trees and the gentle crackle of the small fire they maintained created a soothing background, allowing them to center themselves. Throughout the night, their thoughts intertwined with their actions. Naruko reflected on her journey from another world, how meeting Naruto changed her perspective on love and unity. Kushina recalled her own experiences as a mother and a guide, feeling pride and hope as she watched Naruto grow. Naruto felt a profound gratitude toward both women, knowing that their support and love were his greatest strengths. As dawn approached once again, they felt a calm determination settle among them. They knew that the day of the ritual was nearing, and while uncertainty still existed, their preparation had brought them closer together and strengthened their resolve. Standing together at the altar, they exchanged a final look of affirmation. They were ready to proceed, trusting in their bond, the lessons of the past, and the guidance of the spirits. The ritual ahead was not just a sequence of actions, but a manifestation of their unity, love, and shared destiny. With hearts aligned and minds clear, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina stepped forward toward the unknown, ready to face the challenge of the ritual and the secrets it would unveil. Their journey had been long and filled with discovery, but they knew that together, they could overcome any obstacle, and that their bond would only grow stronger as they embraced the next step in their extraordinary path. Chapter 9: The Day of the Ritual. The morning sun rose gently over the ancient altar, bathing the sacred space in a soft, golden light. Today was the day of the ritual, a culmination of their journey, preparations, and the deep bond they shared. The air was thick with anticipation, reverence, and a hint of nervous excitement as Naruko, and Kushina gathered at the altar's base. Naruto's thoughts. This is it, the day we've worked so hard for. My heart is racing, but I feel ready. I trust Naruko and Kushina completely. Our bond is our strength, and together we will succeed in this ritual. I need to stay calm and focused. Naruto took a deep breath, feeling the cool morning air fill his lungs. He looked at Naruko and Kushina, appreciating the quiet determination in their eyes. He nodded silently to signal that he was ready, and they each responded with a reassuring smile. Naruko's thoughts. I see how focused Naruto is. I feel the same mix of excitement and nervousness. Being here with him and Kushina, I know that love and unity guide us. This ritual will deepen our connection and perhaps reveal more about our future together. Naruko gently touched Naruto's arm, offering silent support. She then shifted her focus to the altar, studying the symbols and surroundings one last time. She recalled the details they had learned in their preparations, each gesture, phrase, and intention that was necessary for the ceremony. Everything needed to be perfect, and she was determined to help ensure that. Kushina's thoughts. This day is special. I see the growth in Naruto, and I feel proud. As his mother and guide, I have faith in his strength and in the bond between all of us. Today, I'll support him wholeheartedly, trusting in our love and unity. Kushina stepped forward and placed a gentle hand on Naruto's shoulder. Naruko, she said softly, we are here together, and our bond will carry us through. Let's begin when you feel ready. Naruto nodded and took the lead. Let's start by forming the circle, he suggested, his voice calm and steady. The three of them moved in a small circle around the altar, each placing their hands on its surface in accordance with what they had practiced. They paused for a moment, closing their eyes to center their thoughts. The quiet of the morning was profound, each of them breathing in sync, feeling their shared heartbeats merge in silence. Dialogue and actions. Naruto, I feel the energy of the altar, connecting with our bond. Let's speak our intentions clearly. We come together to honor our past, strengthen our unity, and open our hearts to the wisdom that will guide our future. Naruko, I promise to support this bond with all my heart. I welcome the truth and unity that this ritual will bring into our lives. May our love and trust be recognized by the spirits. Kushina, as we stand here, we honor the generations before us and the legacy of unity and love. I offer my guidance, my love, and my unwavering support. Let our intentions be pure and our hearts open. Naruto's thoughts. Their words resonate with me. This is more than a ritual, it's a promise between us, a pledge of trust, love, and unity. I can feel the altar responding, absorbing our sincerity. Naruto then followed the next step they had learned, gently placing his hand on the symbol that had glowed in the vision they witnessed at the altar. He felt a warm, tingling sensation spread through his fingertips, as if the symbol was awakening. Naruko and Kushina mirrored his action, each touching a part of the altar corresponding to their insights. As they spoke the key phrase together, words that came naturally from their hearts, they felt a surge of energy course through them. The ground beneath their feet seemed to hum, and the symbols on the altar shimmered softly. Dialogue and detailed actions continued. Naruto, whispering in unity we find strength, in love we find truth. Naruko, gently echoing in unity we find strength, in love we find truth. Kushina, with heartfelt conviction in unity we find strength, in love we find truth. The repetition of these words created a rhythm, binding them closer with each utterance. They exchanged glances, feeling a powerful surge of connection and reassurance radiating between them. Naruko's thoughts. This feeling is incredible, it's as if the space around us is alive with our combined energy, our shared history, and our hopes. I sense the spirits of the past acknowledging our unity. Kushina's thoughts. This moment transcends time. I feel Naruto's growth, Naruko's dedication, and our combined love elevating this ritual. I trust that our intentions are pure, and our bond is strong enough to guide us. Suddenly, a soft breeze stirred the leaves around the altar, carrying with it faint whispers that seemed to echo ancient chants. The trio opened their eyes, seeing subtle lights swirling around the altar, the glow intensifying momentarily. Naruto, odd, I can feel the spirits around us, guiding our steps. This is the connection I've sought all along. The lights subsided, leaving behind a serene calm. They continued the ritual for a few more moments, solidifying their intentions and sending out waves of unity and love into the world. It was a silent exchange of gratitude, strength, and hope. As the final moments of the ritual passed, the energy slowly receded, leaving a deep sense of peace and accomplishment in its wake. Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina lowered their hands from the altar and looked at each other, smiles spreading across their faces. The tension that had filled the air was replaced with warmth and a profound sense of connection. Dialogue reflection. Naruto, I felt it, the truth of our bond and the strength we share. This ritual has brought us closer than ever. Naruko, I agree. I feel the unity and love binding us, and I trust that our path forward is illuminated by what we experienced today. Kushina, our intentions have been heard. Our bond is stronger, and the spirits have blessed our union. We will carry this energy with us always. They spent a few more minutes at the altar, silently absorbing the significance of their actions. Each had a flood of thoughts. Naruto's thoughts. This ritual was not just a step in our journey, it was a transformation. I feel a clarity about my role, my relationships, and the path ahead. Naruko's thoughts. Our connection has been reaffirmed. I am more certain than ever that our unity can overcome any challenge. Kushina's thoughts. I am filled with pride and hope. Seeing Naruto grow and embracing this bond warms my heart. Our love and unity will guide us forward. As the sun climbed higher, they decided to leave the altar area, carrying with them the calm strength and clear purpose granted by the ritual. The day that had started with uncertainty ended with a renewed sense of direction and unity. They knew that while challenges still lay ahead, their bond, now fortified by the ceremony, would help them face whatever came next. They walked away from the altar, hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder, speaking softly about their next steps, their memories of the ritual, and the bright future they envisioned together. The sacred site behind them stood as a silent testament to their journey, a beacon of unity, love, and the hope that would guide their path forward. Chapter 10, Aftermath and New Beginnings. The sun was high in the sky as Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina made their way back to their camp after completing the ritual. The area around the ancient altar was quiet, with only the gentle sounds of nature echoing where once they had stood in unity. The energy from the ceremony still lingered in their hearts, creating an atmosphere of peace and renewed purpose. Naruto's thoughts. The ritual has ended, but its effects remain. I feel lighter, as though a great burden has been lifted. Our bond is stronger, and I sense clarity in my heart. What will come next for us? They settled back at camp, their minds swirling with reflections on the ceremony. The success of the ritual brought not only a sense of accomplishment but also questions about how their lives would change moving forward. As they unpacked their belongings, Naruto gently initiated a conversation. Naruto, I can still feel the afterglow of the ritual. It's as if our connection with the spirits and with each other has deepened in ways we didn't fully understand before. How are you both feeling? Naruko, smiling softly, I feel a profound sense of peace and unity. It's comforting to know that our intentions were heard. There's an inner strength now that I didn't have before. I'm excited and curious about what this means for our future. Kushina, I share that feeling. There's a calmness in my heart. The ceremony not only strengthened your bond but also reinforced the legacy of love and unity that has guided our family for generations. I feel hopeful and more connected to all of you. Naruto's thoughts. Their words bring comfort. Now that we've experienced this together, our path forward seems clearer. But what challenges will test this bond in the days to come? As the day progressed, they focused on practical matters, repairing and organizing their camp, gathering food, and reflecting on the insights gained from the ritual. The sense of unity that enveloped them made even mundane tasks feel meaningful, as if their shared purpose infused every action with significance. During a quiet moment by the fire, Naruto gazed into the flames, his mind wandering over the revelations of the ritual. The visions and feelings he experienced seemed to echo in his mind, guiding his thoughts. Naruto softly mused, "We performed the ceremony with love and unity, and now I wonder if this will open up new responsibilities for me. Perhaps I need to help others understand this connection, share the lessons we learned." Naruko, sitting nearby, looked up thoughtfully. "Our bond isn't just for us. The strength we found might be something we can use to guide others, to heal old wounds, and foster unity in our community. We have a responsibility to carry this wisdom forward." Kushina nodded in agreement, her voice warm. The legacy of our ancestors and the connection with the Bijuu were meant to guide and protect. Now, with this newfound strength, we can contribute to the village in ways we hadn't imagined. Helping others find unity and peace could be our next step. Dialogue and reflections. Naruto, I never imagined that our journey would lead to such profound change. I feel ready to face whatever comes next, knowing that our bond is a source of strength and guidance. Naruko, we've forged something special together. I sense that the paths ahead will bring new opportunities for growth, not just for us, but for everyone connected to our journey. Kushina, our unity will be a beacon. Let's use what we've learned to spread hope and understanding, honoring the legacy and the spirits that have guided us. As days turned into weeks, Naruko, and Kushina integrated the lessons of the ritual into their daily lives. They began sharing their experiences with trusted friends and community members, teaching small rituals and meditative practices that promoted unity and empathy. Their openness and honesty helped those around them heal old divisions, creating a ripple effect of unity throughout the village. Naruto's thoughts. Our bond has grown beyond just the three of us. It has become a source of inspiration for others. I feel a deep sense of responsibility, but also a hope that together, we can create lasting change. Naruko observed the positive impact of their actions. It's amazing to see how our experiences are transforming lives. Our unity and love are not just for our benefit, they're gifts we can share with others. Kushina, with her nurturing spirit, saw the community coming together. The legacy continues. Our journey has strengthened not only our bond but also the bonds within our entire village. This is the true meaning of unity. As they walked through the village days later, the trio noticed small but significant changes, smiles exchanged between neighbors, cooperation in rebuilding structures, and a general sense of harmony. The impact of their unity was spreading, creating a brighter future for all. In quiet moments, Naruko, and Kushina would often reflect on their journey at the ancient altar, grateful for the unity and love that guided them through challenges. Their bond remained strong, a constant source of comfort and strength as they embraced their roles as leaders and guides. Naruto, quietly to Naruko and Kushina one evening, "We've come so far, and I can't imagine a future without the support and love we share. Our journey is ongoing, and I'm grateful to have you both by my side." Naruko smiled, her eyes reflecting warmth. "Our bond is our strength. No matter what happens next, we'll face it together." Kushina placed an arm around them both. "This is just the beginning. The unity we cultivated here will carry us forward, through whatever trials and triumphs await us." As the sun set on another day of unity and hope, the trio looked out over the village, a community now brimming with a renewed sense of togetherness. Their journey had transformed not just their own lives, but the lives of those around them. With hearts full of gratitude, love, and purpose, Naruko, and Kushina prepared to face the future, ready to forge new beginnings grounded in the unbreakable bond they had created. Chapter 11: Intimate Moments and Tender Kisses. The days following the ritual were filled with a newfound closeness among Naruko, and Kushina. Their shared experience at the ancient altar had not only strengthened their bond but had also deepened their understanding of one another on an emotional and spiritual level. Now, as they settled into a quiet evening at their home, the atmosphere was ripe with tenderness and an unspoken desire to express their love more intimately. The warm glow of a lantern illuminated the room where they gathered after a day of community work and reflection. The soft crackling of a fire added to the comforting ambience. They sat together on cushions around a low table, sharing gentle conversation that often veered into moments of silence filled with meaning. Naruto's thoughts. I have never felt such a profound connection with someone as I do with Naruko and Kushina. Tonight feels like the perfect moment to let our feelings manifest physically, through gentle touches and tender kisses that speak volumes without words. Naruto glanced at Naruko, noticing the subtle flush on her cheeks as their eyes met. He could see the warmth and affection in her gaze, and it stirred a protective yet loving feeling within him. Leaning closer, he softly brushed a stray lock of hair from her face. Naruko's thoughts. His touch is gentle and reassuring. I'd dreamed of this moment, feeling his lips on mine, sharing a kiss that conveys all the love, trust, and unity we've built together. I want to hold on to this feeling forever. Naruto leaned in, his movements slow and deliberate. Their lips met in a tender kiss that felt both familiar and entirely new, a silent conversation of affection and longing. It was a soft, lingering kiss, gentle as a caress, and filled with the promise of deeper connection. Naruko closed her eyes, savoring the warmth and the closeness, feeling her heartbeat in sync with Naruto's. Kushina watched the pair with a soft smile, her heart full of maternal affection and a deep bond that transcended the ordinary. Though her relationship with Naruto was complex, she felt a deep love for him that sometimes manifested in moments of quiet, supportive intimacy. As Naruto and Naruko slowly separated from their kiss, Kushina approached them, her steps deliberate and filled with care. Kushina's thoughts. Seeing their affection reminds me of my own journey with Naruto. I have always cherished these tender moments of connection. I want to share my love in a way that strengthens our bond. Perhaps with a gentle kiss that carries warmth and reassurance. She reached out and softly placed a kiss on Naruto's cheek, her lips brushing against his skin with a loving tenderness. Naruto turned to her, his eyes reflecting gratitude and affection. He then reached out to Naruko, drawing her into a gentle embrace. Dialogue and interactions. Naruto, whispering, these moments with you both feel like home. Our love makes me feel whole and strong. Naruko, smiling against his chest, I feel it too, Naruto. Every kiss, every touch reaffirms the unity we share. It's more than just affection, it's the bond that holds us together. Kushina, softly, our love is our strength. In these quiet moments, we find the peace and connection that will guide us through any challenge. Naruto gently placed his arms around Naruko, holding her close as they exchanged soft kisses, each one more meaningful than the last. The simplicity of their kisses was profound, each press of lips was filled with unspoken promises, reassurance, and a deep-seated understanding of one another. Naruko tilted her head, bringing her lips to Naruto's in another gentle kiss, feeling the warmth and the heartbeat that resonated with hers. Their kisses were not hurried or passionate in a fiery sense, instead, they were slow, deliberate, and reverent, almost as if they were honoring the sacred bond formed through their shared journey. Naruto's thoughts. Each kiss is like a thread weaving our souls together. In these tender moments, I feel a love that transcends words. It's as if our hearts communicate in a language older than time. As the night deepened, Kushina joined them in quiet solidarity. She moved between them with grace, offering gentle touches and soft kisses on their foreheads and cheeks, affirmations of her love and support. Her actions were maternal yet intimate, celebrating the unity they all shared without overstepping boundaries. The atmosphere was filled with warmth, laughter, and gentle teasing. They spoke softly of their dreams, their hopes for the future, and the subtle ways their bond had grown even stronger since the ritual. Each conversation was punctuated with touches, a hand on a shoulder, a caress of a cheek, or another soft kiss, reinforcing the love and trust among them. Naruko's thoughts. I feel cherished and safe in Naruto's embrace and in Kushina's gentle care. Our kisses are not just physical, they carry the weight of our shared experiences, our sorrows, and our joys. This intimacy cements our bond in a way that nothing else can. They took breaks from their intimate exchanges to look into each other's eyes, sharing silent moments that spoke of deep understanding and mutual respect. The intimacy was not merely physical but also emotional and spiritual, a confluence of souls that had journeyed together through trials, discovered ancient truths, and now celebrated their connection with tender affection. At one point, Naruto gently cupped Kushina's face, kissing her softly on the forehead. It was a gesture of gratitude and reverence, acknowledging her guidance and the unconditional love she had bestowed upon him. Kushina responded by leaning into the touch, her eyes moist with emotion, and returned a gentle kiss on his cheek. Kushina's thoughts. These simple acts of affection carry so much meaning. Our love is a bond that has grown stronger through unity, sacrifice, and shared purpose. I cherish every moment with Naruto and Naruko. As the night wore on, the three of them continued to share gentle kisses and intimate touches, each one deepening their emotional connection. They spoke of their gratitude for the unity they experienced, of the comfort they found in one another's arms, and of the future they would build together, a future rooted in love, trust, and the unbreakable bond formed through their journey. Though their kisses were tender and gentle, they were also powerful, a reaffirmation of their commitment to each other and the unity that defined their relationship. In these quiet, intimate moments, they found a sanctuary of love where their souls could truly connect. Chapter 12: Deepening Bonds and Shared Futures. The morning light filtered through the window of the cozy room where Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina had chosen to spend their early hours. After nights filled with tender intimacy and comforting conversation, the trio awoke feeling even more connected than before. The gentle rays illuminated their faces, each reflecting a mix of calmness, anticipation, and a profound sense of unity. Naruto's thoughts. Waking up here with Naruko and Kushina, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The intimacy we shared last night wasn't just about physical closeness, it was a merging of hearts and spirits. Today, I want to explore how we can build on this bond, deepen our connection, and plan for the future together. Naruto stretched gently, mindful of the peaceful expressions on Naruko's and Kushina's faces as they slept nearby. He moved quietly, not wanting to disturb the tranquil atmosphere, and took a moment to reflect on the journey that had brought them to this point. Each step they had taken, from the ancient altar to the tender kisses shared, had woven a tapestry of unity and love that now felt unbreakable. As Naruko stirred awake, she greeted Naruto with a soft smile. She could sense his contemplative mood. "Good morning, Naruto," she whispered, her voice carrying warmth and affection. Naruko's thoughts. His gentle greeting makes me feel cherished. Each morning with him feels like a gift, and I can already sense the connection between us growing deeper. I hope we can continue nurturing this bond, facing whatever comes our way together. Naruto returned the smile, his eyes filled with tenderness. "Good morning, Naruko. I hope you slept well," he replied, his tone reassuring. They shared a quiet moment, their glances lingering in a silent promise of continued closeness. Soon, Kushina awoke, her presence radiating maternal warmth mingled with a deep, almost spiritual understanding of the bond they shared. Kushina's thoughts. Seeing Naruto and Naruko so close fills me with joy and hope. Their love and unity are not just between individuals, they extend to our community and beyond. I want to guide them gently, helping them embrace their shared future while honoring their individuality. Over a simple breakfast, the conversation flowed easily. They discussed their plans for the day, but more importantly, they shared thoughts on how to integrate their newfound unity into daily life. The dialogue was gentle yet purposeful. Dialogue. Kushina, I feel that our bond can bring peace and positivity not only to us, but to everyone around us. Let's think about how we can use this connection to help others in the village. Naruto, I agree. The strength we feel together can be a beacon for those who are struggling. Perhaps we can start by organizing gatherings or small ceremonies that promote unity and understanding. Naruko, I love that idea. We can share our experiences and the lessons we've learned. This could inspire others to find strength in their own bonds, whether with family, friends, or community. Naruto's thoughts. Their suggestions spark a vision of a more connected community. Our intimacy and unity aren't just personal, they have the power to heal and inspire others. I feel a deep responsibility to share what we've experienced and guide others towards unity. The trio spent the rest of the morning planning a series of small events for the village. They envisioned circles of trust and love, where people could come together to share their stories, find support, and build bonds. Each detail was discussed with care: the setting of the gatherings, the topics they would cover, and how to create an atmosphere of acceptance and understanding. As the day unfolded, Naruko, and Kushina took a walk through the village. The familiar faces of villagers who had once been wary now greeted them with smiles and nods of respect. The change in atmosphere was palpable, a subtle shift towards a more unified community inspired by the trio's presence and the energy of their bond. Naruko's thoughts. Seeing the villagers respond with warmth reassures me that what we're doing matters. Our shared love and unity have a ripple effect. I feel a deep sense of purpose and belonging here, and I know our efforts will make a difference. During their walk, they encountered an elderly villager struggling with a heavy load of firewood. Without hesitation, they offered assistance. As they helped, an opportunity arose for casual conversation, weaving in their philosophy of unity and support. Elderly villager, thank you, Naruto. It seems there is a change in the air. Your presence brings a comforting sense of togetherness. Naruto, smiling, we're grateful to be part of this community. We believe that by standing together and supporting one another, we can overcome any challenge. Their words, simple yet heartfelt, resonated with those around them. The villagers began to share small acts of kindness and cooperation more freely, inspired by the example set by Naruko, and Kushina. Later that evening, back at their home, the trio gathered in the quiet living room. The fire crackled softly, casting dancing shadows on the walls. They sat in a circle, hands intertwined, reflecting on the day. Kushina, today was a wonderful step. We saw firsthand how unity and love can transform lives. But our journey is far from over. We must continue to nurture these bonds and guide others by example. Naruto, I feel more connected to both of you than ever. The intimacy we share is not just physical, it's woven into our actions, our thoughts, and our purpose. I'm ready to continue this path, embracing every challenge and joy it brings. Naruko, our hearts are aligned, and our intentions are pure. I believe that as long as we remain united, nothing can break the bond we've formed. Let's keep sharing our love and wisdom, step by step. Naruto's thoughts. In these moments of deep connection, I find strength and clarity. Our journey together has created a foundation of trust and affection that will carry us through future challenges. The path ahead is illuminated by our shared love and the unity we've cultivated. They exchanged gentle kisses, soft, tender gestures that conveyed their deep affection and gratitude for one another. Each kiss was a reaffirmation of their bond, a quiet celebration of the journey they were on together. The night grew late, and as they prepared for rest, they felt a sense of peace enveloping them. The intimacy and unity they shared were not fleeting, they were the bedrock of their future endeavors. With hearts full of love and minds clear with purpose, they drifted off to sleep, confident that together they could face whatever tomorrow would bring. Chapter 13, Facing New Challenges Together. The morning after a night of peaceful sleep, Naruko, and Kushina awoke to the soft chirping of birds and the gentle warmth of sunlight streaming through the windows. They greeted the new day with a shared sense of purpose, their bond stronger than ever. Each of them carried the lessons of their intimate moments and the unity they had fostered, prepared to face new challenges that awaited them. Naruto's thoughts. Our journey has brought us incredible unity, but I know that new challenges lie ahead. Whatever comes, I trust in our bond and in the strength of our love. Together, we can face anything. After breakfast, the trio gathered around a large table covered with maps, village records, and notes from their recent gatherings. They had been organizing community events to spread unity and support, but now they were faced with a more pressing matter, a crisis in a neighboring village that threatened the peace they worked hard to maintain. Naruto, we've heard reports that the neighboring village is facing unrest and division. It might be due to old grudges or misunderstandings that have festered over time. I believe we can help, using what we've learned about unity and healing. Naruko, I agree. Our experiences and the positive changes we've seen in our own community give me hope that we can bring similar transformation there. But we need a plan that respects their history and addresses their specific issues. Kushina, our approach should be gentle and empathetic. We must listen to their concerns, offer guidance through our example, and slowly build trust. Patience and understanding will be key to resolving deep-seated conflicts. They spent hours brainstorming strategies, discussing how to approach the neighboring village without imposing their methods, but offering support. Their dialogue was filled with careful consideration, empathy, and the same unity that had defined their relationship. Dialogue. Naruto, we can start by visiting the village leaders and hearing their stories. Showing that we genuinely care and understand their pain will open the door to reconciliation. Naruko, yes, and perhaps we can share how our community came together, through dialogue, empathy, and shared rituals. Our story might serve as a catalyst for them. Kushina, let's prepare to bring not only our message but also small tokens of peace, symbols of unity and hope that they can relate to. These gestures can break down initial barriers. Naruto's thoughts. Each challenge we face is an opportunity to apply our unity and love in new ways. I feel prepared to help heal the rifts in their community, just as we have strengthened our own bonds. As the day progressed, they finalized their plans and packed supplies for the journey. Their preparations were thorough, and their support for one another was evident in every interaction, a reassuring smile here, a gentle touch there, and words of encouragement that reinforced their shared purpose. Later that afternoon, the trio arrived at the outskirts of the neighboring village. The atmosphere was tense, villagers moved cautiously, their faces marked by worry and suspicion. Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina approached slowly, keeping their demeanor calm and open. Naruko's thoughts. The uncertainty here is palpable. I hope that our calm presence and genuine concern can begin to ease their fears. We must show them that we are here to help, not to judge or impose our ways. They were greeted by a group of village elders, wary but curious about the newcomers. Naruto stepped forward, speaking with honesty and warmth. We come from a community that has learned to overcome division through unity and understanding. We have no hidden agenda, only a desire to help if you allow us. The elders exchanged glances, and after a moment, one of them, an older man with kind but tired eyes, spoke. We have long felt the weight of grudges and strife. If you truly wish to help, we will listen to what you have to say. Over the next few days, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina immersed themselves in the life of the neighboring village. They listened to stories of past conflicts, shared their journey and the lessons of unity, and organized small gatherings where villagers could speak openly about their feelings. During these interactions, their bond served as an example of how love and unity could transcend differences. Naruto's thoughts. Every conversation here, every shared tear or laugh, reinforces the power of empathy. Our relationship, how we support and love each other so openly, provides a model for healing. I feel honored to be part of this process. In one particularly poignant evening, as the village gathered around a communal fire, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina facilitated a moment of shared reflection. They encouraged villagers to express their hopes for a peaceful future, guiding them gently toward empathy and understanding. Dialogue at the fire. Elder villager, I have held on to anger for so long, but listening to your story makes me wonder if we can let go of that burden. Naruko, it takes courage to release pain. We discovered that through trust, openness, and unity, our community could heal. Your willingness to share is the first step. Kushina, true healing comes from connecting with others, understanding their pain and finding common ground. We are here to walk that path with you. Throughout these days, moments of intimacy and connection continued to play a role in their journey. In quiet moments away from the village gatherings, Naruko, and Kushina found solace in each other's presence, a reassuring touch on the shoulder after a difficult conversation, a soft kiss shared in a moment of quiet success, or simply holding hands as a silent promise of continued support. Naruto's thoughts. Even as we help others heal, our own bond is our anchor. The love and unity between us remind me that no challenge is insurmountable. Together, we bring hope not only to this village, but to each other. As their time in the neighboring village progressed, small but meaningful changes began to emerge. Villagers started to interact more openly, sharing meals together and laughing in communal spaces. The seeds of unity were taking root. By the time Naruko, and Kushina prepared to leave, the village elders expressed deep gratitude. "Your presence and example have opened our eyes to the power of unity," one elder said. "We will carry this spirit forward." On their journey back home, the trio reflected on the impact they had made. Their hearts were full of hope and resolve, knowing that their bond and the lessons they shared had sparked positive change. They also recognized that while the process of healing is ongoing, the spark of unity they ignited would continue to grow. Dialogue on the journey home. Naruto, every village we help strengthens our belief in unity. Our bond is not only transforming our lives, but also touching others. Naruko, we have learned that healing comes from listening and sharing. It's not always easy, but the results are worth the effort. Kushina, our journey has shown us that love and unity are powerful forces. As long as we remain true to our values, we can guide others through darkness into light. Naruto's thoughts. The challenges ahead will test us, but our unity is our foundation. With love in our hearts and a shared purpose, we are ready to face whatever comes next. As they returned to their community, Naruko, and Kushina carried not only the memories of their shared experiences but also a renewed commitment to fostering unity and love, both within their bond and in the world around them. Their journey continued, each step guided by the deep connection that defined their lives and illuminated their shared future. Chapter 14: Strengthening Unity Through Trials. The return to their own village after helping the neighboring community brought a sense of accomplishment and renewed purpose to Naruko, and Kushina. Though they were greeted warmly by familiar faces, they sensed that their journey was far from over. New responsibilities and unexpected trials awaited them, each offering a chance to test and strengthen their unity. Morning reflections. As dawn broke over the village, Naruto stood on the veranda of his home with Naruko and Kushina by his side. The morning light bathed the village in a soft glow, and he took a moment to appreciate the peace they had helped foster. Naruto's thoughts. Our experiences have shown me that unity is not a destination, but a constant journey. Each challenge we overcome together strengthens our bond, not just for us, but for the entire village. I am grateful for Naruko and Kushina, they are my anchors and my inspiration. Naruko, noticing Naruto's contemplative mood, gently squeezed his hand. Naruko, you seem deep in thought, Naruto. Is something on your mind? Naruto, I was just reflecting on how far we've come and how much farther we can go. Our bond has grown with each challenge, but I know there will always be new tests ahead. Kushina joined the conversation, her voice filled with wisdom. Kushina, that's the nature of life, Naruto. We learn, adapt, and grow stronger as a family and community. Whatever comes our way, we'll face it together, just as we always have. Setting new goals. Over the following days, the trio focused on integrating the lessons learned from their recent journeys into actionable community projects. They organized workshops on empathy, conflict resolution, and unity, inviting villagers to share their own experiences of overcoming strife. During one such workshop in the village square, Naruko, and Kushina addressed a gathered crowd. The atmosphere was warm, filled with hopeful faces eager to learn and heal. Dialogue at the workshop. Naruto, our community has faced many challenges, but through unity and love, we can overcome anything. We believe that by sharing our experiences, we can inspire each other to build stronger bonds. Naruko, each of us carries stories of pain and joy. When we come together, these stories become a tapestry that connects us and heals old wounds. Let's share, listen, and learn from one another. Kushina, it's through understanding and empathy that we find common ground. I encourage everyone to speak openly, to listen with compassion, and to extend a hand of friendship. Unity begins with small acts of kindness. The villagers responded with openness, sharing heartfelt stories that resonated with the teachings of Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina. Each story was met with supportive words, gentle nods, and the collective warmth that signified a community coming together. Naruto's thoughts. This is the power of unity at work. Watching our community embrace empathy and understanding fills me with hope. Our bond not only strengthens us, but also spreads healing. An unexpected trial. One evening, as dusk settled over the village, a sudden storm arose. The wind howled, and rain pounded the rooftops, threatening the stability of several structures. The villagers quickly gathered, concerned about the damage and safety of their community. Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina led efforts to secure homes and offer shelter to those in need. The storm served as an unexpected trial, one that tested their leadership and unity under pressure. As the wind lashed against windows, Kushina organized groups to check on vulnerable families, while Naruko and Naruto coordinated repairs and provided comfort where it was most needed. The trio worked side by side, their movements synchronized by years of cooperation and trust. Naruto's thoughts. The storm reminds me that unity must be tested not only in times of peace, but in moments of crisis. Our strength lies in our ability to remain calm, focused, and supportive of one another, even when the world seems chaotic. Dialogue amidst the storm. Naruko, we need more hands over there to secure the supply shed. I'll go assist the young ones who might be scared. Naruto, I'll help you, Naruko. Kushina, can you guide the elderly to safety while I join you after? Kushina, of course. Everyone, stay calm and work together. Our unity will see us through this. As they navigated the challenges presented by the storm, the trio found moments of quiet determination amidst the chaos. Naruto reassured a frightened child under a makeshift shelter, Naruko calmed anxious villagers with gentle words, and Kushina lent a comforting presence to those who needed it most. After the storm, reflection and growth. When the storm finally passed, the village emerged united and resilient. Damage was assessed, repairs began, and the spirit of cooperation was palpable. That night, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina gathered at a community hall to reflect on their actions and plan the next steps for rebuilding. Kushina, tonight, I am proud of how everyone came together. This storm tested our unity, and we passed with flying colors. Let's now focus on healing and rebuilding, using the same spirit that guided us through the night. Naruto, our experience tonight proved that our bond and the unity of our community can weather any storm, literal or metaphorical. We must carry that lesson forward and continue to strengthen these ties. Naruko, I've seen how shared trials bring people closer. Our actions tonight showed that when we work together, we can overcome fear and uncertainty. Let's remember this feeling of solidarity as we face future challenges. Naruto's thoughts. In every trial, we find an opportunity to grow closer to each other and to our community. Our bond is not just about love between us, it's a beacon that inspires and unites everyone around us. The chapter concluded with the trio and the villagers gathering around a large bonfire in the central square, sharing stories of the night's efforts, laughter, and a renewed sense of community spirit. Through shared trials and successes, Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina's relationships continued to deepen, and their influence on the village grew stronger. The unity they fostered shone as a guiding light, lighting the path forward in uncertain times. Chapter 15, A Decade of Unity and Joy. 10 years have passed since the momentous rituals and challenges that brought Naruto, Naruko, and Kushina closer than ever. Their bond, once formed through trials and deep intimacy, has evolved into a partnership and a family that defines unity, love, and happiness. This chapter reflects on their journey over the past decade, their marriage as a trio, the joys of parenthood, and a life filled with enduring happiness. A new beginning, marriage and family. The ceremony that united Naruko, and Kushina in marriage was a celebration of their unique bond. In the presence of friends, family, and the entire village, they exchanged vows that honored their love and commitment to each other. The air was filled with joy, laughter, and heartfelt tears as they pledged to support, cherish, and grow together for all the years to come. Naruto's thoughts on their wedding day. Standing here with Naruko and Kushina, I feel complete. Our journey has led us to this moment where love, unity, and understanding form the foundation of our family. I vow to protect our bond and share my life with them always. The ceremony was simple yet profound, reflecting the core values that had guided their lives: honesty, empathy, and a deep sense of connection. The vows exchanged were not just promises to each other, but affirmations of the unity that would carry them through the future, whatever it might hold. The joy of parenthood. Following their marriage, their family grew with the birth of children who embodied the spirit of unity and love that defined their parents. The laughter of their children filled their home, creating an atmosphere of warmth and happiness that echoed the legacy of care they had cultivated. Naruko's thoughts holding their first child. Looking into their eyes, I see hope and the future of our family. Our child is a symbol of our love and unity, a living testament to the strength and compassion that have brought us together. We will guide them with the same values that have served us well. The children grew up surrounded by love, learning the importance of empathy, cooperation, and unity from their parents. Family gatherings were filled with storytelling, laughter, and gentle teachings that reinforced the bonds between generations. A life of harmony and fulfillment. As the years passed, Naruko, and Kushina continued to lead by example, not just as parents, but as pillars of their community. Their home became a sanctuary of peace, where neighbors often found solace, guidance, and warmth. They welcomed others into their lives, sharing lessons from their past and celebrating the joys of family and community. Their days were filled with simple yet profound moments: shared meals under the evening sky, quiet conversations by the fire, and playful laughter echoing through their home as their children played together. They nurtured one another with gentle touches, soft kisses, and reassuring words, always mindful of the unity that had transformed their lives. Kushina's reflection in later years. Watching Naruko, and our children grow, I am filled with gratitude. Our love created a legacy of unity that extends beyond our family into the hearts of everyone we touched. I have lived a life rich with love, purpose, and connection. Naruto and Naruko often reminisce about their journey, the trials they faced, the rituals they performed, and the deep bonds that not only saved their village, but also shaped their destiny. Their shared history serves as a source of strength and inspiration, reminding them of the power of unity and love. Legacy of love and unity. As they grow older, the trio reflects on their extraordinary journey with contentment. Their lives, filled with purpose and connectedness, have left an indelible mark on their community. They have witnessed the fruits of their labor in a more harmonious and compassionate village, where unity is the guiding principle. Final thoughts of unity. Our love story was unconventional, but it taught us that bonds are not limited by expectations. They are defined by the depth of our connection, the sincerity of our hearts, and the unity we foster. We have lived long and happily, our lives intertwined in a tapestry of love, laughter, and shared experiences that continue to inspire. Their children, inspired by their parents' example, carry forward the legacy of unity and compassion. The values instilled in them ensure that the cycle of love, understanding, and mutual support will endure for generations. A peaceful and happy future. In the twilight of their years, Naruko, and Kushina remain a beacon of hope and love. Surrounded by family, friends, and a community that thrives on unity, they look back on their lives with gratitude. Their enduring bond, a union of hearts and souls, stands as a testament to the power of love, resilience, and the unbreakable ties forged through a lifetime of shared dreams. As the sun sets on another peaceful day in the village, the trio sits together, hands intertwined, watching their grandchildren play in the soft light. They share gentle smiles and knowing glances, secure in the knowledge that their love has created a legacy of unity that will shine brightly for generations to come. The end. My story.